store customer information and all the transaction details, we required database management system. So here all the products are sold and added only with the help of database management system. To store all the information related to finance, they require database management system. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session on digital fluency, and the topic is applications of database management system. I am Revati from the Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Dear student, let's see the agenda of today's session. That is, at the beginning, I'm going to deal with the applications of database management system. That is nothing but where I'm going to use database management system. So dear student, before going to start my today's session, let me to recall the topics what I have discussed in my last session. So dear student, I have covered artificial intelligence applications. That is nothing but the areas we can able to use artificial intelligence. That is, at the beginning, e-commerce. Along with that, I have discussed education, lifestyle. Along with that, applications of artificial intelligence in the field of navigation, robotics and human resource. Along with that, I have covered the applications of artificial intelligence in the field of healthcare, agriculture as well as automobiles. Along with that, I have discussed the applications of artificial intelligence in social media as well as marketing. So dear student, from the examination point of view, these three are very, very important topic. Anyway, dear students, let's start our session with the new concept, that is applications of database management system. So dear student, we know that what is database management system. What it is actually, it's a software used to manage and manipulate as well as configure database. Now, the applications of database are railway reservation system, library management system, banking, education sector, along with that credit card transaction, social media, telecommunication, finance, online shopping, human resource management, manufacturing as well as airline reservation system. These are the some of the field we can able to use database management system. Anyway, dear student, let's see the applications of database management system one by one. So at the beginning, I'm going to have railway reservation system. So dear student, if I consider railway reservation system to keep track of passenger information as well as ticket booking information or train arrival information or train departure information, we are going to use database management system. So in the railway reservation system, the database is required to store the records as well as data of ticket bookings as well as status about train arrivals and departure. And it's also used if the train gets late or people get to know it through the database update. To store all this information, we are going to use database management system in railways. Now, if I consider library management system, Once again, in library management system, we are going to use database management system, because if I talk about library includes massive number of books. Now, to keep track of all the books, we require database. Now, to manage all the books, once again, we are going to use the software that is library management system. So here, there are lot of books in the library, and it is very tough to store and record of all the books in the registry. So what we are going to do, we are going to replace old method with the new technology. That is nothing but database management system, and it is mainly used to maintain all the information related to the name of the book as well as issue date, availability of the book and its author. To store all those information, we are going to use library management system. Now I'm going to have banking. So in banking also, we are going to come across database management system. And if I focus on bank, all the transactions are carried out, and each bank will have plenty of customers. To store customer information and all the transaction details, we require database management system. And if I consider bank, database management system is used to store the transaction information of the customer in the database. Now, if I consider education sector, to store student information or for online submission about the student details or to store employee details, once again we are going to use database management system. So dear student, if I consider education sector, most of the universities are going to use database management system to hold student informations like result and student personal data. Presently, examinations are conducted online. That means due to pandemic, most of the colleges as well as organizations are going to conduct online examination. To get the proper data as well as to get the result, we are going to use database management system. So here they manages all the exams data through the database management system. Example, I can able to consider net exam. So nowadays it is online. That means we can able to attend net exam only through online. Now, along with online exam, students' registration details, grade course details, fees details, attendance status, result, all those things are stored in the database management system. Now, I'm going to have credit card transaction. Now, if I consider credit card transaction, once again we are going to encounter database management system. That means to store all the details like purchasing on the credit card or generation of monthly statement. To store all this information, once again we are going to use database management system. Now, database management system is used for purchasing on credit card. That means if any customer or client purchase any goods, then all the information related to purchasing and the credit card information, amount, all those things are stored under database management system. And it's also useful to generate monthly statement. If I consider social media site, Once again, I can able to consider all the social media site. So here, social media website to connect with the friends and to share our views. If I concentrate on social media to store all the contact details regarding the friends, to share the views, we are going to use database management system. And if I consider social medias like Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, they are going to use database management system as their backend. Now, database management system, all the information regarding the users are stored in the database, and it is very easy to retrieve the content which is stored in the database. So dear student, now the next applications of database management system here is telecommunication. Without database, telecommunication company cannot think. That means if I consider most of the telecommunication companies like Airtel, Jio, Vodafone or BSNL, they are going to use database management system. That means to keep track of all the calls details as well as to keep track of all the monthly postpaid bill details in the database. So here the database management system is necessary for the telecommunication companies to store all the call details. That means how the calls are switching from what place to what place and what is the time duration and the postpaid billing. All those informations are stored in the database. Next application here is finance. Most of the finance organization, they are going to use database management system as their back end. That means to store all the information related to finance, they require database management system. So the database management system is used for storing information about sales and the holdings as well as purchase of financial instruments like stocks and bonds in the database. To store all the purchase of financial information, we are going to use database management system. And if I consider online shopping, so here in online shopping also we are going to use database management system. If I consider online, it become a big trend and there are n number of transactions are going to happen in the online shopping. To store all the customer login information, all the customer purchase information and all the customer money transaction information, we are going to use database management system. So here each and every fraction of seconds, people or customers are going to visit online website and all the credentials regarding customers are stored in the database management system. And some of the online website I can able to consider here is Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, Myntra, etc. So here all the products are sold and added only with the help of database management system. And even I can able to consider invoice, bills, payments, purchase information of all these are done with the database management system. That means to keep track of all the product informations as well as billings, payments as well as purchase information, we are going to use database management system. Now, if I consider manufacturing companies, to keep track of all the product information, the quantity of the product information, price of the product, all those things are stored under database management system. So here, if I consider manufacturing companies to keep track of sales details, we are going to use database management system. In order to keep information about their products, purchase of the product, billing, quantity, as well as supply chain management, we are going to use database management system. These are the some of the applications of database management system with respect to manufacturing. And if I consider HR management, that is human resource management, to keep track of all the employees who is working under them, or to keep track of employees' salary, taxed, and work with the help of database. That means here databases are used to keep track about all the employee salary, employee details, as well as tax. Even if I consider airline reservation system, once again we are going to deal with database management system. That means all the passengers' informations are stored in the database. Along with that, the complete information about airline, in the sense departure timing, arrival timing, and the necessity updates are stored in the database management system. So here this system is the same as the railway reservation system, and here we are going to use database management systems are to store the informations regarding flight departure, arrival, as well as delay status. So dear student, in my today's session, I started with what is database management system. Along with that, I have discussed the applications of database management system. So dear student, let's meet in the next session with the new concept, that is applications of big data. Until that, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.